NCRP Productions presents Shadowrun, Sunday in the Shadows, Season 2, Episode 10.
Hello everybody and welcome to Sunday in the Shadows. Today we're playing Shadowrun 6th Edition. My name is David, I'm going to be your Game Master. We're going to quickly go around the table and introduce our players, starting with our own Josh.
Hello, this is Josh. I will be playing the Elven Covert Ops Specialist, Nomad.
Hey, this is Barry. I am running MF, the Dwarven Adept.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro. I am running Hot Hands, the Human Mage.
Hi, it's Sequoia, and I'm running Jelly, the face of the group.
Awesome. So just as a recap from our last session, we entered into this. You guys had spent 9 days at this lab, which is the former research site for MF when he worked for Yamatetsu. Before they were
bought out by Evo.
Over the course of the 9 days, you guys discovered a bunch of things. You discovered some things about what had afflicted MF, but you'd also, more importantly, gotten into the vault and interacted, opened up some type of communication channel with someone from the realm of Dis.
You know, that's right.
As Jelly, entered into these, strict negotiations, something took place at a certain point where an individual stepped through a rift that had been opened and disappeared after taking a few steps outside of this rift. And that's where we pretty much pick up. But also to note at the same time, right where we ended up last time, MF had noticed on his hand that he's starting to see these black veins kind of come through close to the surface of the skin, which is indicative to him of some type of infection.
So as a dwarf, I have an ability called Toxin Resistance. Mm-hmm. So how will that have effect on the potentially Krieger strain that I may or may not have gotten? Because it may not be the Krieger strain.
Right, it could be something completely different.
But it looks like that. Those veiny spiders that are going up my arm, those are indicative of that strain specifically.
Right, in your research and your expertise, it is definitely what it looks like. And then as you look at that, you think back of when you guys had encountered the ghouls at the hotel where you met Nomad originally.
Right, when we came out of Dis.
And yeah, you got into an altercation with one of those ghouls, and one of those ghouls wounded you. Yeah, bit you. So some things are starting to kind of come together, although it seems to be, if anything, slow acting, but there's definitely something going on. You don't feel the physical effects of anything at this moment, you're just seeing the visual things.
Right. Something that tells me there's something wrong.
Yep.
So, and they haven't noticed it yet.
No, MF's the only one that's noticed it.
Okay. And the other part I wanted to kind of come back to is my memory is Jelly's negotiation is what brought LT back to, I'm going to call it normal.
Something happened in those negotiations that fixed whatever was afflicting LT.
So I was not working on, but studying LT, at which point he just kind of, boop.
He was LT.
I want pizza.
Good job, you did it. You fixed it.
Take the W. If you spout science words at us, we won't know any difference.
That's true. Jelly made the request, but it doesn't necessarily mean. It's one of those kind of things where something happens in the world and you think, "Gosh, I really want this to happen," and then it happens. You're like, "Ooh, did I make that happen?"
Good job, me.
Right? And you got the other guy who said, "Look at all this," but I know I didn't. I just know I didn't inject him with anything, so I had no idea that I did it.
So the way the dwarf toxin resistance works is you get a point of edge when making toxin resistance tests. So
okay.
In this case, probably slowing down the speed, the progression of whatever is afflicting you.
Okay.
This natural kind of immunity that you might have against these things.
Which is why it's taken 9 or 10 or 11 days to...
Right. And at some point, as you make a toxin resistance test, you'll get a point of edge to spend on that test.
Okay.
That's your natural, dwarf-like organs, that iron gut, kind of.
And one last thing, because it's been a little while, I don't remember where I was when I noticed it. Are we in the truck heading out? Are we still in the facility?
I know we had spent quite a long time planning our route to leave.
You were still at the facility. All this has happened. You're still at the facility. You're ready to go. You're packed up. As you guys get ready to leave, leave the lab behind, you notice this on your hand.
All right.
Now, are you keeping it to yourself?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
You're like, guys.
Not gonna be that guy.
But I'm also not doing that.
As I sit there cleaning my shotgun, what's going on?
So, over the intercoms, Jelly, I must meet with you in lab.
Nomad jumps with a machete. I got this.
All right, I'll be right down. Okay.
No, don't worry. We'll do the loading.
Is that what you have LT to complain about?
Yeah.
And you guys now, LT doesn't seem to have a recollection of the things that went on.
Right.
Remember,
He's completely mind-wiped
Yeah.
back to
when he was sitting in the truck before Natasha
her.
made the move on him, or he made the move on Natasha. One of the two.
whatever it was. Yeah.
But he seems to be back to full LT status.
Awesome. So I'll come down to the lab and I'll make a motion like, should I cut the comms?
I nod my head yes.
Yeah, I'll cut them.
And I close mine off.
What's going on?
I possibly have a problem. And I'll show you the hand with the spider little black veins going everywhere. Is this something you know about?
Do you have some type of background in medicine,
So
paranormal?
I do have first aid biotech. I can imagine that at some point I've probably read an article about this or
So you have biotech with a specialization in first aid.
yeah.
So you still have possible knowledge from
So
biotech.
give me a biotech. You can give me a biotech roll. Threshold's going to be 3. Just maybe in your research.
Is it going to be with logic or intuition?
Biotech is.
Well, it's with both. There are times.
It's going to be logic on this one.
Holy crap.
Yes.
All right, so I got 4 successes.
Okay. You've seen this. This looks almost picture perfect like Krieger strain, which is what is the strain that the ghouls carry.
And so in my, how to deal with Kruger strain, what's the first step?
There is no known cure.
Lock him in a room.
So
You-
quarantine.
From what quarantine. From what you know, usually it's fast acting. So in your mind, as you think like, God, when did we? You've encountered ghouls, and you remember the hotel where there were ghouls, but you weren't there when MF got injured, and I don't know that your
We didn't say
wound-
it. No, we didn't talk about it.
You didn't say anything, so it's curious in your mind. Did something happen?
Do I know how this is transmitted? Is it by
Transmitted through the saliva.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll take out my handkerchief and cover my mouth. When did you get? When was this transmitted to you?
I believe possibly in hotel. When Hot Hands and I moved downstairs, we have fight with ghouls. At one point, I got beat. I didn't think much then, and so did not take precautions then, and now is very, very slow. Is maybe not same thing, but to me is concerning.
So normal incubation period is
A couple days.
days. So it's been over.
It's been like a week and a half.
It's been at least 9 days. No, it's been at least 10 days.
Yeah, it's been like 10 days. It's been like a week and a half. But you also know that dwarves are kind of highly resistant to toxins, so it could be moving through a system slowly.
And this looks different than LT, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Looks different than LT. Typically with ghouls, their eyes will cataract over, LT was different. He had the black dyes,
So what's the chance of? Because I know there's intelligent ghouls.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the chance of this being a degrading?
You're gonna ask me?
Yeah.
I do not know. I don't know what makes a difference between maybe intelligent versus non-intelligent ghouls. I don't know. But has not had adverse effects until I noticed today. I noticed just now before I call you. His first time.
Do you have any weird cravings that you're noticing?
Peanut butter and pickles?
No. And again is very slow acting. If I had access to Matrix, maybe I look, maybe I find others that go this slowly, but as of now, I would be in Guinnesses for length of time for get sick.
Very. Okay.
For anybody who doesn't know what Guinness Book of World Records is, that's what he's referencing, and it's great.
Think back to the scholastic book
Yeah,
fairs.
you saw it there, you know.
That was great.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
beautiful.
All right.
Beautiful. Here, I'm gonna give you a chip for that. That was beautifully done.
All right, now we know, guys. If you could organically put Guinness Book of World Records in the game, Dave will give you a point.
You can pronounce like in character like that.
That's the Guinness. That
was beauty. That was beautifully done.
Okay. So I'll kind of sit on one of the tables or gurneys, whatever, sitting, and I'm gonna kind of look at you seriously and say, well, realistically, do you have your affairs in order? In the event that this is the bad kind and you do go feral, do you have your business set?
Yes. Is no one left to leave to? Is my stuff? Is family? Is you?
Okay. I mean, this is kind of, your rodeo, MF. However you want to handle this, we will.
Well, to start with, I think I maybe stay back from everyone, give distance if something. I don't think something's going bad.
Put him in the trailer.
But I get offline.
You're in the penalty box.
He's not normally so fast acting that I would not have some warning, but I would think maybe I ride up in top, stay away from the rest of you at this point.
Well, it's already behaving differently than we would expect it to. So I mean,
yes,
I'm not one to.
And could be no Krieger strain, could be blight.
Do you have the tools here to definitively know if it is the Kruger strain?
Possibly, but have no connection to
The Matrix.
other people's. Yes,
Yeah.
possibly even other co-workers, somebody to help with syncing. I have no contact anyone else but you guys.
Okay, so
It's important I go. Is what I see.
we're not going to leave you. So we've already lost. Anyways, so we're going back to Seattle. Anyways, we'll take precautions.
I will keep update. I ask you, should others know? I mean, not the team, but should Hot Hands and Nomad know?
We're gonna have to explain why you aren't riding in the cab.
Well, I mostly ride in bunk anyway. But is your choice, use boss.
I'm thinking it, and I'm like, well, it could make them freak out, and that would be really annoying to have to deal with. But also, if they don't know, and they aren't as careful as they could be, my whole entire team could go down.
Also consider this. On hand, if stops growth, if spider's veins no goes there and go from lungs, from kidneys, from possibly brainstem. If I have breakout in other places on body, they might see and be able to tell me, give me warning if something worse is coming.
Yeah, I think we'll tell them. Is there anything that you need to do before I do break the news?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, well,
I will keep you
yeah.
up to date on change, not up to date constant, but if change comes, if any change, cravings or otherwise, I let you know.
Do you think that it's worth, I don't know, bringing these hazard suits with us?
Not for you.
But maybe for you?
Maybe, yes.
Because it would contain it within you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I grab suit.
Okay. All right. And I'll pop my comms back on. I'll say, where are we at?
And Nomad, that was the 4th time that I tried to grow yams, and it did not work out, let me tell you. But you know what? Actually, about a few months later, I tried for the 5th time, and that one actually succeeded pretty well. It was actually, it turned out pig shit was the ingredient to the soil that really helped.
That is truly fascinating.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. You guys can come in now. That was the point. You're listening.
Yeah. I was like, where is this going? How do we grow you?
I knew where it wasn't going.
Okay.
Do you want see my pigs when we get back.
Is that a come on?
It's interesting, on the side note of the pig thing. So, my boss has a real live pig as a pet, right? And it's like, we're talking like a 400 or 450 pound sow, right? Named Miss Piggy, right? It's got razor sharp teeth. Dude, the teeth are insane. It sits there and chomps. It looks like it's always eating something. So its mouth's always doing this thing, opening and closing, right? It's always chewing on stuff. But it's got they're like flat, broad, squared off, razor thin, just look like razor blades in its mouth. I'm like, dude, that thing would just shred you.
Hogs
Pissed
are
off
gnarly.
pig would just, oh yeah, that thing's crazy.
Oh yeah, they weren't kidding in what was that? The Red Dragon?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's so many things that have used it. So many things.
Well, they had in Red Dragon where the guys had been had his face cut off by Hannibal Lecter. Had been kind of waiting and biding his time to capture so he could feed him to the pigs. That was the big thing. He ends up ultimately getting fed by the pigs. That was the show, I think, Hannibal, wasn't it?
It was in the show, and then it was also in the book and the movie.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
The show was a little grosser about all of it.
The show was intense, and the guy who played Hannibal I thought was great.
Mads
in the show.
Mikkelsen. He was
He
bitching.
awesome.
Deadwood. That was the one I was trying to think of. Deadwood.
Oh, they did it too?
The Asian, I think his name was Wong,
Okay.
had the pigs, and Swearingen used to use him as a way to get rid of bodies.
It was like 10
Crazy.
pigs.
Pigs just eat it all. It's worse than a goat or something.
Well, the fact from Hot Hands' interview is a real fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I googled that.
What is it? Six pigs, 5 minutes for a human body, or five
It
pigs,
was
6
something
minutes?
like
Chowing
that.
down.
It's
Yeah,
less
it was-
than 10 minutes, and it's less than 10 pigs.
Yeah, less than you would think in the amount of pigs.
I love pigs.
So don't trust anyone with 5 and or 6.
Yeah, if somebody has more than 5 pigs, don't go to their farm. club.
4, fine.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
5,
Suddenly, though, there's this odd parody, though, when you parity as far as things. If the pigs are eating humans and we're eating bacon,
We don't think about that.
all tied together, right? Yeah.
Right. It just
I don't
seems
like
Why
like
aren't we
it all
cannibals?
tastes the
So
same,
we really
right?
got to catch up to the pigs.
Well, anyway, so yeah, on side
anyways.
pigs, yeah.
So you guys come in on the mics, or do you want me to keep going? 'Cause I
No,
can
please keep going about the yams.
yeah, the yams. I like yams.
Where are we at on being ready to go?
So LT says we're locked and loaded, ready to go. Let's DD out of here.
Yeah, we got everything packed up on our end.
Okay.
Jelly, do we have files completely stored in trailer?
Yeah.
LT says we should probably destroy the site, not leave any intelligence in for Charlie to come by again.
Thank you for your input, LT. That's enough.
And I'm looking right at you, Jelly, shaking my head. No.
Yeah.
LT looks confused.
All right. Well, let's head up and we'll tell them in person.
So I'm gonna grab one of the hazard suits specifically that'll fit me.
You put it on.
Bringing it with me.
You're walking up in a big orange like bee suit. Hey, why is he wearing that funny suit?
Wait a minute.
Shh. Okay.
And so.
And everything else that I know of that I had has already been
And you guys
loaded.
you're only bringing one of the suits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bringing it for
There's
me.
enough room in the truck that you guys wanted to bring all 4 suits for future or whatever. That's gear that you guys could transport if you want.
Yeah, great point,
I wouldn't
Dave.
have thought of that, but Jelly
I'm
might
just
have.
gonna start sweeping everything into buckets.
Yeah, they're serviceable suits.
I
They're
want the
full.
microscopes,
They're full
I
hazard
want-
suits with chemical seals on them.
clipboards,
All right.
good pens.
You're like, I got 200 clipboards. I've got these,
Got some
these big
staplers.
pens. I don't know if they work or not, but we'll take. We got 2,000 of those.
I'll load them somewhere.
Like total 18 short swords.
Well,
Office flash sale.
so I think instead of completely render lab useless, maybe if he grabs stuff from garage and fill rest. Is more saleable, is more usable in greater amounts. Most people no need 2,000 pencils.
I'll start putting them back slowly.
What did you guys do with the box from the vault?
So
Were you
We
leaving
left
it?
it, didn't
Were you
we?
leaving it there? I
My
thought you
memory is
left-
we left it
it's in
there.
my pocket.
It's in your. Oh,
My
it's
memory is
okay.
we left it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all left it. I
Yes.
put it in my
Alright,
pocket.
so you've got it in your pocket. It doesn't really fit in your pocket so much because it's a, it's like a Rubik's cube in your pocket. So
It's in my fanny
it's
pack.
in there, but it's like, oh, what do you got in your pocket there? You know?
It's in my, it's in my like Prada goatskin fanny pack.
Okay, all right. Designer coats.
Covered by your mink overcoat.
Designer coats. All right, cool. So you got it there. All right, cool.
So
And you've got the data. You got the
That's why
Got
the
the
data,
data cores.
the data cores are up
We
there.
have
the
and
filing
the
tab, yeah.
physical files are up there. That's
and the
what I was
physical.
verifying.
Yeah.
with
So
Logan.
the physical files. Well, you've got a trailer, so you've got to load this.
That's
all
why
on
I'm
the
asking.
trailer.
I imagine that's what Nomad and I were doing.
Again,
while
that's
we
what
were
I thought we were
downstairs.
doing. That's why I
Yeah.
asked that question earlier.
So you've got all the hard documentation.
Yes.
For sure, for
All right,
sure.
So you've
Okay.
got all that. It's all loaded onto the truck.
And then
You
I
guys
figure as we're
come
going out, we'll do any kind of like turning off lights, shutting down stuff.
Trying to reclose it back up as best we can. I know there's a number of places where we broke in, but to close it as best we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then so once we reach the top level,
Hey Jelly, everything's all loaded up. You got everything secured in the trailer.
okay, we got a situation with MF.
What do you mean?
We're not able to definitively ascertain what's going
Are you guys
on
standing around each other having this conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
by the truck.
Okay.
We're not able to definitively ascertain precisely what's going on with him, but there is an assumption that there is some kind of virus in his system. Once we're connected to the Matrix again and back in town, we can be really certain what's going on.
So LT steps out of the driver's side onto the little step, right? And you see he's got, he carries around, he's got holstered next to the seat, he's got a little sawed-off double-barreled shotgun. And he anchors it between the open door and the A-frame on the truck. And he says, "What kind of virus are we talking about here?" I say schwack him.
You want I should take?
He'll murder us in his sleep if it's anything like I think it is.
LT
Schwack 'em.
is not communicable.
Unless you're gonna swap spit with him, you're fine.
We will not kiss, I will not give you transfusion, and we are not certain what is anyway.
Okay. So give me you're gonna give me a influence roll.
Can I assist?
You can. Well, who's doing the influence?
She's gonna do the influence.
Okay, so you're doing
He's
influence.
gonna do the influence.
You could assist. All right. Okay.
Yeah, but what am I assisting? What am I rolling for?
You're rolling your influence.
While they're doing that, I'll use my sub vocals just to tell Jelly.
Mm-hmm.
What is influence? Is it a skill?
It's a skill.
No,
It's
it's a skill.
charisma based.
Charisma based
Just
skill.
my charisma.
Oh yeah, you roll
Actually, I'll let
first.
you guys finish first.
All right. Okay.
No additional.
Shouldn't be too hard to persuade LT.
5 successes.
All right, I've got one. So he's all right, Jelly. Those eyes start going flat and smooth. I'm schwacking them.
Keep your tongue to yourself. You'll be fine.
All right.
It's for safety. I show you. This goes on me if problem even starts. So it's all good.
All right.
MF is prepared to ride somewhere besides in the cab with us. But as he stated, this is a mucus transmitted disease.
Hey, Jelly. If you want, I could just use some magic to see what ails him.
I always forget that shit. Yes.
I kind of specialize in this.
Yeah.
Here, Nomad, you put on truck. I'm handing you the hazard suit. You put on truck. We get this going. We should get moving.
Yeah, I'll finish loading and then take the opportunity to move any of my personal artifacts to my bike so that I don't have to ride in the truck with the virus.
Okay. All right. So now, what is Hot Hands using?
So I have diagnose.
All right, and diagnose tells.
So it learn what's ailing someone based on net hits and gain a point of edge on biotech tests within 24 hours of casting.
Okay.
Also, caster can add a wild die to heal or treat spellcasters. Spellcasting tests used on the subject within 24 hours of a diagnosed spell.
Pretty straightforward. Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast this. Also, while I'm doing it, I'll just be telling you, a little, I like to be able to use these spells, but I'm still working on my biotech degree, so I can, maybe do this without the use of magic and get myself all tired and whatnot. Okay, so there's 6, and then
Are you
there's...
referring to getting a doctorate right now?
What?
Dr. Mage.
Yeah.
I have my doctorate in
Did-
agricultural sciences with a minor in, medicine.
Have I not...
Doctor Hands to you?
Yeah.
Have I not mentioned that fact that I'm working on getting a doctorate? If anybody's paying attention to my character, you would know that.
It's like it goes from reading the manual to working on a doctorate between sessions.
I specifically bought a level 6 tutor biotech thing, so I have like a full doctorate biotech.
Just to be ever could get the time to do it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You guys keep asking me to do too many things.
He's working on his doctor.
Heavy as the crown.
Cast a spell, passes
Heavy is
out.
the crown. That's right, Dave. Okay, so that's 4.
Okay, so with the 4, you do in fact diagnose. So do you have any in your your edges and flaws? Did you take any like allergies or anything like that?
Me?
Yeah, MF. Yeah.
I have. I'm trying to remember if I do. I'm looking.
Negative qualities.
No, I don't. I don't believe I have any negative qualities. I have dermal deposits. I have quick healer and
So you just took the 20 points of positive.
and quick healer and toxin resistance.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you do confirm that with your diagnose spell that MF is inflicted with the Krieger strain, the HMHVV Krieger strain.
So I'll go over and, maybe one day I'll be able to. I'll just touch your shoulders and then some light comes out of my hands. Kind of just imagine a little light scan coming
Right,
off
that's
your
what I'm
head.
thinking.
Blam, blam, blam. And it's just uncomfortably long as like
Tricorder.
the doctor. And I'm just like, I'll just kind of like pat you on the shoulders with both of them. I know eventually I'm gonna have to work on my bedside manner, but yeah, I'm sorry, friend, you're a little screwed on that one.
So is Krieger strain?
Yes, unfortunately, my little brain doctor from the magic tells me that you got yourself the
So
Krieger strain.
question for you is this: have you seen before? Have you seen strain in other people when you learn spell, when you go work?
No, unfortunately, I haven't worked much with anybody at the Krieger strain. The most experience I've had is, about a week and a half ago or whatever.
And I think
So-
you were with MF.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hot House
oh, yeah.
was with MF.
And
so-
I'll look.
But he wasn't conscious.
Oh, you were
I'll
conscious.
look kind of concerned and say, when did you get bit?
When we battled down, when you say we go check out for food, we battle downstairs. You pass out, I carry, but I got bit in defense.
So I'll stick my head out of the truck and just pull my sword out slightly and say, is amputation not an option here?
Is never an option when it's me, but no, it's not option. If in fact is this long, is well past.
It's like moldy bread.
Nothing to catch. Yes, is good analogy, Jelly. Yes.
I'll take my hat off
You
and
got
say,
the moldy bread after you tear the piece off?
No, mold,
gosh.
to get mold on outside
Gosh.
of bread is mold all the way.
Nomad.
Mold has Nomad. The mold has
Might have to burn him.
fill the bread, and then you see it. You can't tear it
boy.
off.
Yes,
Cheese,
right.
some cheeses you can. That's just a side note.
Yes.
Or chop MF into pieces.
So,
Did that
so
work?
the question I was looking for his answer is, if you have seen before, it is what I have is different, and you have nothing to look to consider difference.
take off my hat, put it over my heart, and I'll say, if I had done this the good old physical way, I might have some leeway there to tell you that it was something else, but sorry, the magics don't lie.
No, I understand is. I wonder if he is mutant strain. So, well, I was going to go into Krieger strain, vampires, etc., but it's no important now. We should get going.
Yeah, let's load up.
Do we have another magic box?
Jelly,
Or
give
can't
me
we
a
just
memory
open the
test.
box again and do whatever we did for LT with MF? Like,
Boxes still in vault in
remember
floor,
the-
and I think
Things are for memory test.
Yeah, I
honestly
have a
think
photo
we
memory, so
know
I'm saying what I
dudes.
exact to it.
I appreciate consideration, but
LT was
Such-
cured, so
yes, but it's so much bad possible.
well, wouldn't this be potentially worse then? Or is am I under?
We have this as outlet. Yes, I consider maybe we go back, we see if something comes up, if strain is different, maybe I survive, and if not, maybe we
You remember-
jet back down here.
Everything.
Yes. Yes.
You have a Didac memory?
So I had her do it. I had Jelly make a memory test, and he got 5 successes. So, as they're having this conversation, you remember that in your, parlay with the what we refer to as the negotiator, through those negotiations, allowed something to take place, a catalyst that cured LT of his affliction, which is similar to what a ghoul might, you know, come afflicted with. It was different, but whatever happened, whatever connection was made with you and that negotiator, and whatever the outcome of those negotiation was, a product of that outcome healed and fixed LT from what you could see.
Is this apparent to the team? Like we were all up here doing the negotiation thing, and LT is just suddenly better when we come back. Like,
Well, I was
all
down there
know-
with
So you weren't-
LT as he was
you
coming
weren't
out of
near
it.
the
Right.
box. Okay, so for all we know, you could have fixed it.
Yes.
I mean-
So yes, I could have, but I mean, if you ask him if he's going to tell you no, he doesn't think he fixed it.
Well, I mean, it just seems like he would be coming out like, I don't know what happened, but
Yeah,
he's
all
better.
you guys know, unless Jelly's shared with you, which I don't think he did.
I do not believe Johnny shared
All
anything.
you know
clear
is
to
that
us.
for some
Okay.
reason LT started to come out of it. His eyes cleared, and he has gone back to normal. And MF ain't taking credit for it, you know.
Right, but
something
he's
happened.
not coming out and saying what happened either. So, like, Nomad and Hot Hands have no idea that.
Right, you just know that all of a
wasn't-
sudden he just got better.
Yeah. It's like, what's the problem? I mean, I don't want to spend another 9 days here, but
MF, if as a thanks for taking this one for the team, that easily could have been me. My plot of land's pretty nice. If it gets bad enough, there's a lot of nice things to look at if you want a last scene. Just know I'll do that for you,
I
friend.
thank you, my friend. Is beautiful consideration.
Just know the offer's there.
I appreciate it.
But
Tilled up the soul.
until that time, we'll make the best of things.
I thought he was gonna like put him in a paddock or something. Like free range ghoul.
You are free to.
Now-
I'm trying to go into Russian
Now, as
accent.
far as ghouls go, ghouls are intelligent, They can be. There is a full ghoul nation in Africa, that's recognized and kind of not really quarantined, but it's like, okay, we know there's a place for them to exist without the social repercussions, and things like that, where they're like, cool, they can stay there peacefully as long as they stay to that nation. But there's a ghoul nation in Azania, that is just made up primarily of ghouls.
My friends, I think they are off consideration. He's going very slowly with me. So at this time, we get back.
You have
Give me
to-
time to
yeah.
react with others in biotech fields. See if maybe is way to do something. Because is in me is not normal. This is not.
Yeah, it's much slower.
No strain does this. So,
Okay, well let's hit the road and let's get you to where you can work on it.
We'll get you all the help we can get, bud.
So now, is MF riding in the trailer?
MF is riding in the truck.
So you're in the back, up in the bunk, and you're pretty much staying in your
On my
bunk.
bunk.
All right, cool.
Which
With
I
all
believe
like
is
all
still
the
covered
gear.
with guns.
You still got a bunch of guns up there, right? Okay. All right. So and then we've got Nomad on his bike.
yes.
Right. So
I
you're
had 9 days to
you're
charge.
trailing the truck.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So LT fires up the truck. You guys get back on board and you pull away from the lab.
Do you think we should close gate? Even though is broken is at least from distance.
But it can't hurt. I'll hop out and close it.
And did we load stuff? I don't remember if we did, but did we load stuff from the garage? Because that's always
was-
been the thing I've been saying.
There was nothing in the garage. The only things in the motor pool, you mean?
The motor pool. Yeah.
There was 2 weapon thingies that we took both of, and that was it.
I thought there were other.
There were 2 weapon
supplies.
crates. Those where they had the launchers
Yeah,
in
and
it.
we
Right.
took
right.
both of those and used
But I
them.
thought there were other like actual
No,
automotive
me and-
supplies.
No, me and
Okay.
Nomad did the rounds.
The one thing,
Alright.
so the one thing I do, am surprised about is nobody tried to shut down the sentry guns and take them.
Oh shit.
But
That's right. Well,
they're still, again, for
Yeah.
me, my thinking is they're still there. For MF, he's expecting to. MF is completely and utterly expecting to come back here and
Yeah.
utilize the lab.
Alright.
As long as so if you guys are thinking about this, as long as the blight maintains control in this area and doesn't get worse, and we're still able to come in and out, that is ours. Or whoever gets to it, but it's ours at the moment because we know it's there and no one else is in it.
Yeah.
Until another
Well,
vampire decides to
yeah.
move in with schools. But the idea is, once the blight is up, it's not ours, it's somebody else's. So that's why I'm saying take the important stuff, but
Water's right.
don't destroy it.
yeah, I think we've taken everything that is immediately useful to us.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we'll lock up on our way out.
Okay.
Leave only footprints.
What did we
Take
do with the
what we
book?
don't
Who
want.
had the book? Hot Hands?
The journal?
Yeah.
The journal? That's a
the
good
notes.
question. One of them.
I'll take it unless yeah.
Make sure you've got it
I
written
think
down.
that's important.
I can't remember if I wrote that or not. Let me.
So you guys are gonna hit the road and head back towards 36.
Yep.
You guys are gonna. So as you guys are leaving, the sun is starting to crest the horizon a little bit, but because of the volcano that's been erupting, it does not actually get that light.
Right.
The ash in the air is becoming thicker and it's blanketing more of the atmosphere now, to where as the sun rises, it's just basically that red ball in the distance is not really shedding a lot of light. It becomes light, but it's not like a bright sunny day. All right. So the effects of the volcano have definitely now significantly starting to take its toll on the environment as you look into the sky and things like that and into the horizon. So, and as you guys drive, LT's constantly using the wipers to wipe, clean
Clear
the
ash.
windshield, right? And to clear ash, although there's a large hole in the windshield. So, he patches it up best he can with some clear tape, so shit's not blowing in and, bees and bugs aren't, hey, ow, so.
Well, it's not right in front of his face.
Right, but yeah. So, as you guys go down the road, so you guys make your way across 36 pretty uneventfully. You go past where you remember, originally having that accident that knocked loose the. Everyone thinks about Pearl as you go past this area where you remember the car careening into the back of the trailer, and then the door coming ajar, and you guys meeting Pearl for the first time, and. Thoughts of Cece, come back. And as you guys, it's a quiet trip across 36 as you guys...
Is the car still there off the road?
The car's gone. The car's actually gone.
They must clean it up.
But you remember
But
the
they
area.
who?
Greenmore. I would assume. Yeah.
You probably assume the Green Ward have no interest in it. They could care less. They're an extremist
There's
group.
no reason why Green War would have sent that car careening towards us.
No, I don't think they sent the car, but I could see them.
You think they would have scrubbed it? Do they? They don't even know about it.
Yeah, they do.
How?
We talked about it with Alejandra.
You did?
Yeah, we talked about how
Did
we
you
were
tell
hit.
her where it happened?
No, not specifically.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But it's a quiet
Excellent
ride.
thought.
Yeah, it's a quiet ride across 36 as you go back and forth, and you're thinking about MF up in the bunk and how he's doing, and all these things kind of over the last 2 weeks of all this craziness. What's happened to you guys is you kind of just individually process
Yeah,
things.
none of it was worth it.
Just like, wow, dude, whoa, this whole Shadowrunning thing. Do we really want to do this or
Well,
not?
this has been MF's consideration the
It's been a
whole
shit
time.
run.
Right. I mean, this was supposed to be a simple drop, transport and deliver, and so many things have you guys have been exposed to in the meantime that you never saw coming.
I'm not subtle about it either, MF. I'm clearly talking to you more on this trip back than I have probably in a while.
Okay.
I'm just like that thing where you like,
Tell him about the
the animal that you love has an injury they're gonna die, so you like spend some extra time.
Pick a time to
with
tell you
them.
about the time that
Right.
Yeah, like you just give them the really happy last
On your
day.
next birthday, I was gonna get you this.
Yeah, I was planning to give you this gun next year on your birthday in a few months, but
right.
here you go.
Well, as you guys come off of 36 and kind of merging on to the 101, gonna head north. Right as you come off of the 101, you're gonna see up ahead.
A truck with a whole bunch of cockatrices.
No, you see. So
Orphan and orphan.
you do see a big rig that has been overturned. All right, there's a big rig that's been overturned. There's another smaller passenger vehicle that has. What you're looking at as you come around. LT says, "Oh, don't look now." Right. And as you guys look, you'll see there's an overturned rig up ahead. You're looking at the underside of a truck with a long trailer about the same size as yours. It's kind of covering
All the lanes.
both lanes on this
Right.
side. So as the road goes, you've got the 2 lanes northbound, then you've got a large median, and then you've got the 2 lanes southbound. There's not a hard median between the lanes.
Not at that turnoff, no.
It's just grass. But there's
pretty
like a
quickly
ditch.
there
There's a
is.
ditch though. And so, so you wouldn't drive your vehicle down into it because you might get stuck in the ditch.
Are there tire tracks?
So if you look, you're going to see that there are obvious tire tracks, and it looks like there's a passenger car that has crashed into this thing, and it's kind of smashed into the bottom side of the main truck itself, the engine, the cab of the truck and everything. So, and the trailer's kind of jackknifed a little bit, kind of covering the majority of the 2 lanes.
So I'm going to come down from the bunk to be able to see out the front window.
You also see that there are 2 like emergency response vehicles. There are 2 dock wagon ambulances there, and there are you see that there are 4 people on the scene that appear to be attending the scene.
Oh, so there's actual people. It's not just a wreckage that we.
Right. There's actually people there, right? So you're coming up on an accident that has in real time have happened.
Real quick for clarification in my mind, are the dock wagons, are those the ones that if you have like a really nice insurance, they come down and make sure
Yes.
you're okay? Those are like the heavy.
There's different levels of dock wagon service.
But dock wagon is not cheap, and to have it here,
So it's an
definitely
indicator someone important is in this crash.
somebody who has money. Doesn't have to be important, just has to be someone with money.
Right.
Okay.
And then everyone can give me a perception test.
Someone with money is here, Jelly.
I just start sniffing.
Hey, we'll steal the dog wagon ambulances. Those are worth something.
What's the worst that could happen?
So I have 4.
You got 4. Okay.
Perception's intuition. See here real quick. I'll do mine quick. I only got a 2. Or sorry, 1.
Okay.
So, and what I'm seeing is 2 dock wagon vehicles. Are we seeing any official vehicles, something that's potentially going to take the rig out of the road, be it a tow truck, be it police cars, highway patrol? We're literally just, so this is a fairly quick thing. Dock wagon is in their immediate response.
Right. So you're looking at going, okay, there's 2 ambulances here that both have the dock wagon logo on them, and they say dock wagon.
Are they on our side of the wreck, so the southern side of the wreck, or the northern side?
So there's one they are both on the northern side.
Northern side.
Yes,
So
yes.
they came down, crossed, went up there.
Yep.
Okay. So that's not going to help us either.
So and what did everyone else get on there? You've got 5.
Just 1.
1. Is it visual or auditory?
Visual.
Yeah, so I got a 6. So
You
I'm
got
using my
6?
cyber eyes. Yeah,
Okay.
pulling up using
So
my cyber
anyone that
eyes
got
to zoom
3
in.
or more, right? You'll notice that the 4 individuals. So there are 2 individuals that appear to be looking into the passenger car that's been mostly smashed. The front end's completely smashed and is up against this, front part of this big rig. They're kind of, one on each side of the vehicle, kind of looking down into the passenger window, kind of down, maybe communicating with somebody inside. The other 2 are at the back of the trailer of the overturned truck and are looking at the back of the container. But with your perception test, if you have 3 or more, you notice that the weapons that they are carrying are military-grade assault weapons. They have assault rifles.
And they're dressed like dock wagon
any
workers?
little,
Yeah, they
any
look-
little logos that we recognize.
You know the dock wagon. They, depending on your level of contract, they are equipped. They are military. All the way up to attack helicopters and things like that will show up and get you out of hot zones. But there are only 2 ambulances here, so you're getting
But
it.
2 ambulances with military-equipped people,
Right.
we got to assume is fairly high up.
Yeah, and
right?
you're
Am I saying that right?
Well, what you're looking at with your 5.
5 was Jelly,
you-
6 was Nomad, I was 4.
So with the 2, with you 2, you're like, all right, cool, yeah, dock wagon, I get it, but funny that they're so heavily armed and so lightly complemented as far as vehicles and things. They just have these 2 ambulances.
It's
Is there,
incongruous.
so the Blight is not here on the 101?
It is.
It is.
Down here it is.
Okay, the reason why I was asking, so there's no traffic that we're dealing with. Nobody, we didn't turn onto a pileup.
No.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. We didn't turn on to
There isn't a big
log jam of cars.
there isn't a whole long length of cars. No.
And nobody's coming southbound
So I'm
right
gonna-
now
It
either.
doesn't look like it.
I'm
No.
gonna pat Hot Hands and say, see if that truck has a force field inside of the rear.
Wow. I'll do my version of cybernetic eyes. Turn the googly ones on.
Okay.
By the way, I imagine your cybernetic guy just going like, wow, just like
Oh, the
like
telescoping.
Looney Tune style, just like.
Gadget. Bop, 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 bop.
Okay.
No, man.
That's like the low rent version. It's like I couldn't really afford the nice one.
What is it, the Delta wear?
Cyber eyes with a kaleidoscope.
It's like an
Wait, I
actual
have to-
telescope.
It's
Right,
a camera,
exactly.
It's a camera lens. You have to focus. You have the focus wheel. I could only afford the manual one.
Oh my god. I was picturing the dude from the Treasure Planet movie. That's a solid film.
That's a great film.
Film, capital F.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyone who says that's a bad movie.
Well, that's one of the lesser known.
It is,
for
and it
Disney.
should be known. It's a
That
great
and Atlantis.
movie.
Yeah, and those are both top 10 for me.
Where's the new one of that? I just saw a post the other day like somebody showing like their Dreamcast, and it was all gold, like all somebody
For a second Atlantis?
No,
No,
for
for
like a
live
live
action.
action Atlantis. I'm
Oh,
surprised
okay.
we haven't done that, or they haven't brought it back in some
Was-
way.
You're talking about the Disney. Oh,
Yeah,
right. 'cause
the
Disney's
animated
been
one.
taking all of their other stuff. Yeah, that's the poster that I've got hanging. That's
Yeah,
the marquee
yeah.
poster hanging in the hallway there.
They made
It's
a
a good,
great
solid-
game for it too. I remember liking it.
Well, and the
Did they?
characters are so fun. That would be a super fun
The
game.
video game was like a weird. Yeah, no, the video game that I'm thinking of, it was a third-person game, and it was a shooter of all things. And you didn't have guns, but you had like magic Atlantis-driven powers from the crystals, so you could like shoot Like it was weird for Atlantis, but it was like a shooter. And like I remember you
weird.
had to, I think you flew one of the machines at one point. Like
I
it was.
thought I remembered the guy being in some sort of side-scrolling situation.
Yeah,
like the blonde main guy.
Milo.
Yeah.
Milo, that was the
I
name. Wasn't that Michael J. Fox?
I think it was.
I think so.
I feel like that's who it was.
Yeah, and then who was the chick? Was that
My favorite Disney
I can picture
video
her
game
face.
was Rescue Rangers.
Rescue
Chippendale.
Rangers.
Oh,
Chippendale?
yeah. So
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Oh, those were that
Me and my
string.
brother would
What
go
was
stay
that?
at my grandma's house, and she didn't have nothing to do, so we would go to the video store and rent the Nintendo and rent that game.
Rosalie or something?
Oh my god. Oh, you just unlocked some fun memories of going and renting 64 games.
Yeah.
I remember seeing all the boxes there in my like little Garberville of all
right.
places.
So, Hot Hands, you go astral. What you see immediately, this entire scene is magically active. And I need you to make a willpower
Lord.
plus intuition test.
Pearl 2.
I'm about to vomit. You guys, it's bad. Okay, you said willpower what?
Willpower plus
Intuition.
I think it's willpower plus intuition. Let me double check.
Is this an opposed magic thing?
Yes, it is.
Is it a direct spell?
It is.
Direct is willpower and
It
intuition.
is a manipulation spell.
If it's a direct spell, opposed willpower intuition. If it's indirect, it's probably a direct spell then.
Yeah, I think it's
Which
direct.
is sorcery and magic opposed by my willpower and intuition.
Yeah, it's your. Yeah, it's yes, it's exactly what
Indirect
it is.
is reaction.
Willpower plus. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorcery.
It is willpower plus logic.
Plus logic. Okay.
Yep. All right.
Ooh, that's even better. I don't like how many you roll.
That's a POW.
Ooh, actually, I did pretty good. 1, 2.
So, in order to re-roll all of the failures, it's how many edge?
I don't even think there is one for all.
I don't think there's.
Or is it to it's one? Oh, it's one.
One for one.
Okay, 1 for 1. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's Breath of the Wild, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, this is logic, so I get a free edge from something logic based. That's my
Okay.
analytical mind.
It is 4 edge to reroll all failed dice.
Okay.
So I got a total of 5.
Okay, I got a total of 6.
God dang it, Dave.
Now, you realize as you basically take this thing in, you realize that this entire scene is an illusion. At the same time as a spell, all right, rips into you through the astral plane.
Oh, dear
right?
God.
And I have 1 net success, so the spell effect is going to last for 1 minute.
Okay.
Right? So keep trying that. A combat round. So we're going to go into initiative. A combat round is, I think, 3 seconds. I think
I'm
is what
just like.
or 6 seconds.
Yeah.
No.
So 20 rounds.
So
So-
10 rounds.
10 rounds.
10 rounds.
So
Oh, my bad.
10 rounds. So
So I'm just like, everyone, it's up, and then the effect happens.
yep. Yeah, as you come out of your googly eyes, there's something different about you, right?
Oh God.
Okay, so let me just write down everyone's name here. So we've got Jelly,
Who do I try to choke first?
we've got
really
MF,
close
we've
to
got
it.
Hot Hands,
I'm just actually no. Better yet, Dave.
And
I'm
we've
just gonna
got
take
Nomad.
the evil path. I don't know what you're doing. I'm just gonna
we
napalm
got
everyone.
Bad.
Just to be safe.
Take
I
all-
can't let anybody know that I got bested in magic. So sorry, guys.
Take all my
This is
take
a
all
black
my players
op.
off the
Yeah,
board.
this
I
is a
mean-
black op mission. No
Yeah,
one.
I
Can
mean, I blew 4 edge to reroll my failures, and I did all right. Yeah, so
You did do all right.
I did all right. Yeah, I did all right. I rolled 11 dice total, which ain't bad. I mean, it's sorcery plus magic plus spell casting. So
I should have had
So,
a
Jelly, what do
bonus
we have
edge
for
every
initiative?
time I
I
cast
got the
spells.
highest
Yep.
number I can get, which is 11.
11. All right.
I keep
At least
forgetting.
one reroll.
MF?
every time.
21.
21. Hot hands.
My initiative is 11 or 10.
10.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
And Nomad.
19.
19. Okay.
Unless we're doing Astral Initiative.
So, let me just read
Tell
the
me-
effects of the spell.
Tell me how screwed I am, Dave.
Yeah, I want to take a moment to tell you, how
the gravity.
dangerous you just became.
This is another installment of How Screwed is Hot Hands.
Well, let's see.
Sometimes, folks, magic goes the other way around, and Hot Hands is not on top.
As you realize, I'm just going to give it to you for free without a sensing test. You realize that the truck and the dock wagon all under some type of illusion effect, and you all of a sudden think it's you. You are convinced that LT is going to collide, with this overturned truck, and that you need to reach and crank the wheel off and make the truck go off the side of the road is the only way to save your skins.
But we're already stopped, right?
No,
We
you're
didn't
driving.
say that.
Okay.
You didn't stop.
then
He just said, "Look out!
Yeah.
This is all that happens as you guys are
All right.
rolling up to this thing. You're just coming off a 36, and you
Yeah.
see this thing.
Is this surprise round, or
You're under the effects of a control thought
Because
spell.
if I can
So-
act right now, I will.
So because there's an imminent danger to the group, it is unlikely to you that you would do such a thing. But you're not necessarily aware that you're under mind control right now until you come out of the spell. But you do. I am going to give you a resistance test to fight it. This
cool.
innate fight. So you're going to give me a willpower plus logic test again. But the only challenge you have is that you need to, you need to beat my successes that I got on this spell.
Okay.
which is
So
six.
he needs to beat
You need
six.
you need a 6 or more. Yes, you don't need to beat it, but you need to.
Well, luckily I have some bonuses to this, so let's.
Otherwise, you're like cranking the wheel for dear life. You're doing the Terminator, boom, careen the truck, jackknife it off of the overpass,
I'm in
One-
danger.
Oh, guys, that's not good. So I get a bonus edge and all edge booster reduced by 1.
So do the edge boost. If all edge boosts are reduced by 1, do at a cost of 3, re-roll all failures.
Okay, so then I'll do that.
pretty nice.
So I
all
get-
edge boosts reduced.
So I
by
get
one.
Yeah.
reduced by 1, so it's 2. So I have analytical mind, which bonus edge for any logic. So there's the 1 bonus edge. So that's down 1, and then all for indomitable.
What's a bonus edge? Oh, if
And
you're
then I have
applying it, gotcha.
Indomitable, which reduces by 1 edge boost cost on
So you
willpower.
still need 2 from the group.
Or I have my 2 that from me.
All right, go ahead and spend your 2.
Oh wait, no, I only need 1
No.
because it's
So it
reduced
starts
by.
at 4.
Starts by.
It costs 4 to
reroll
go
Oh, it costs
all.
4. Oh,
That's why I
sorry,
said
I thought
it
it was
would reduce
3.
it to 3.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
So then
you
yeah,
need
so
to spend 2.
I'll use my 2.
Just so you know, a combat round is 3 seconds.
It is 3 seconds, so
Oh,
it
it's
is
3
gonna be
seconds in
20
Shadowrun.
rounds.
Oh wow,
So
they really chopped that down.
We have never had a combat run that long ever. So
Right. Just to keep track, because he's under mind control.
Oh my gosh,
What?
actually that's not bad. So there's 3.
So you spent edge to re-roll all the failures. Is that what you
Yes.
did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Make sure we.
I would need.
Did you spend any of the group edge?
Not
Not yet.
Okay,
I would
gotcha.
need 2. I can't. Not
No,
with
you
these.
can't
No,
make it.
not with this one. So,
Okay.
Okay.
So
then if I can, I'll be
So
like.
that's so once it becomes your turn, that is what happens. So now,
Okay, at my
now
turn.
we've gone in the issue at the top of the order. So we're going to start with MF. So right now you see, basically you see this accident in front of you, and not much has happened. You know that Jelly said, "Hey, take a look at this thing," and you've yet to hear the report from Hot Hands
So I
as to
did.
what's
I
happening.
did say I came down because
You're in the bunk.
LT had said it.
Okay,
Well,
so-
LT had said it, so I'd already come down so I could see what was going
Okay,
on.
you hop out of the
See.
bunk. All right, so you're standing there.
So I'm gonna hold because I'm assuming LT is not gonna just careen into
Okay.
the truck, and we're not going. To my feel, we're not. Whether Hot Hand sees differently. To my feeling, it's not like we're 70, 50, or 70,
You don't
80,
feel-
90 miles
yeah.
an hour. Like,
You're
we're
not on a
gonna
crash course, collision
Right,
course.
okay.
Yeah. All right, so you're
So I'll
gonna
hold.
you're gonna hold. All right, so that was on
21.
21. Nomad's on his motorcycle, so
So I was behind the truck.
You're behind
and
the truck.
I was, before the perception roll, and so when the truck started kind of coming around and we saw stuff.
You can
ahead,
see that there's an
I kinda
accident up
veer-
ahead.
Yeah, veer around so that
there's
I could
dock
see
wagon
what
on
was
site. It's got the flashing lights, that kind of thing.
So I will also hold and await
Okay.
instruction
All right.
from the team.
So then we're gonna get to Jelly. You're still waiting for reports.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna do something specific.
No, I'm gonna hold
okay.
too.
So basically, it's gonna bring us all the way down to Hot Hands on 10.
You fools. No, and I see, so you guys see me, so I go into googly eyes, and then I just immediately come out of it and say, what LT, what the hell are you doing? And I'll jump over to LT and I'll grab the wheel. You're gonna have us crash into that. And I pull so that we're going towards the embankment.
Okay.
So basically, I'm like, he's gonna crash us. I need to.
So you're gonna pull
wall.
it towards you, which is gonna bring the truck to the right side, right shoulder. Okay.
I hope you're not on the right
I'm
side.
on the left
Because,
side.
because we held, can we act when we see that happening?
Yeah, so you'll be able to act out.
We'll
So he's
see.
going to do this, and then you guys will be able to react now.
Okay.
So you're going to make I'm going to say, an athletics roll, right? And it's going to be against LT's piloting, all right?
Okay. Can I add to LT in any way by like trying to stop him from
No, this is kind of all happening.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is a surprise. Think
yeah, this is kind of like surprise. You never thought, I
Is
mean,
this a strength or a agility?
so it's going to be athletics plus agility.
agility. Okay, cool. So I got 4 dice. Great, guys. That's great.
All right, so I have 1, 2.
Oh my god.
Hey.
I got 3 out of my 4.
I have
You don't
3 as well.
want
All right.
his on this
So
right.
tie goes to
Oh.
Pedro.
Oh,
Tie
yeah,
goes to
that's
Pedro.
right.
Right.
I was excited I was doing good.
No, that's bad.
No.
Tie goes
No.
to Tie goes
I
to
rescind
bad
my
luck.
high five.
In my mind, I'm doing great. I just saved all of your asses.
And so
You're
his
the hero.
perception,
This
Hot
is
Hand's
a solid
perception
roll.
is that we're careening out of control. We're going so fast we can't stop.
Whatever
But I'm
assumption you
saying-
make based
I'm
on what
saying-
he
Narrative.
said.
Right. What I'm saying is he
narrative.
is seeing that. This is why this is happening in the game.
Right.
He's seeing that.
He's
He's convinced that LT's just going to ram it.
He's convinced that LT is going to ram it, and so
Gotcha.
he's trying to stop it. But
That's all I was asking.
Yeah.
We don't know that. I'm just asking
yeah,
for
and what
None of us
and
know
what Hot
anything
Hands
about an illusion.
and Hot Hands doesn't know.
We can't
Yeah,
resist
none of you guys
the
know about the illusion, and Hot Hands doesn't know that he's being controlled by something, some other spirit.
All right. No, I'm in it.
But he's convinced that this is going to happen, and unless I crank the wheel, we're all going to die.
If I know one thing, it's this group relies on me to keep them alive.
So, you've managed to wrestle the wheel away from, overpower LT with his piloting,
So
and
now
you
we do the Star Trek.
you
everyone
crank the
leans one
wheel.
way.
So I need everybody to give me an athletics test with a threshold of 2 or fall prone.
Me as well.
Yes. Well, actually, no. You don't need. Well, you
I'm-
can with
well,
a bonus.
I'm holding on the wheel,
yeah.
but-
You don't have to because you're holding on to the wheel. So
Yeah.
you're like.
I didn't frequently use athletics. Is it agility?
It's athletics plus agility. If you don't have athletics, it's just agility.
Okay, 2.
I'm assuming I'm not rolling. Right?
Yeah, this is besides. So what you see, Nomad, is you see the truck. You're behind it, and all of a sudden you see the truck take a sharp turn to the right. I mean, it's an obvious, like, someone's taking the wheel and just cranked it. Because this thing, as the trailer starts to swing, as this thing just leans and starts to go to the right shoulder.
Face palm for a second.
So you don't need to make an athletics test, but MF, what do you have?
I am pulling.
You've got
I am
2.
pulling to a
You
stop,
maintain
though.
your footing.
Like,
Jelly? 0. You fall down and go prone. All right. So you are now prone status.
I do want to make it clear that I'm pulling to a stop, sort of
Okay.
behind and to the side of it.
To the opposite side or to the same side that it's going?
No, so it goes to the right. and
I'm
I
gonna
kinda pull
swerve
up
in front of
slightly
MF.
behind and to the right,
So
not
you-
close enough that.
So it's
whatever.
going to the right. So
Yeah.
you said you're going to
No,
pull up
to
and
the
stop.
back left corner. Yeah.
Okay, back left corner. So this thing's, it looks like it's going to go off the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So you pull up and stop in the middle of the road, or you pull off to the side of the road.
In a safe spot, far enough back that obviously nothing's gonna,
All right.
no spare tire's gonna come.
How far back? And there's a reason why I'm asking, but how
Yeah.
far back?
I don't know. 30.
So right now you guys are about 100 yards from the accident.
Okay.
Super important question. How fast is LT really going?
LT's
Meaning
going
if
about.
he's actually going 70, then we will careen over there. But if he's going 20,
He's going about. No, he's going about 60 miles an hour.
Oh, so we. All right, so it's not we just came off the turn. It's miles up. He's already
Well, it's not,
cranked.
no, it's not miles. You're
The
just.
100 meters?
He just cranked the big rig up to 60 off of a turn.
No, I did not say off of the turn. I said once you guys, you get almost.
So it's quite a ways up the road that we see it.
doesn't need to be quite a ways, right? Because imagine when you get on a freeway,
Yeah.
right? If you get on the highway, how long does it take you to get to 60 miles an hour? Seconds.
In not in a truck.
Yeah.
Not in a big rig pulling
So
that much.
it take 30 seconds in the truck.
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, so it's the way I got it. It was we turned right on and we immediately saw it. It's way up there as he's starting to pick up.
You probably
speed.
came off. I'm sure you came off of 36, probably doing 45.
I wouldn't think so, but okay.
Yeah, it's not that bad of a turn off to 36.
Any which way, at this point,
The
we're,
point is,
But
at this
anyway,
point
yeah.
we are
And that
going
counts.
60.
Yeah,
When
you're
the
going
truck
60,
cuts
right? Yeah.
I will immediately kind of skid to a stop and
Okay.
wait to see what happens from wherever I am currently
So
at the
approximately
point.
100.
I mean, maybe 55 if
I
it
don't-
matters, right? But you're going at cruising speed, right?
Okay.
So it's important. At this point, as the truck starts to careen to the right, you're about 100 yards away from your football field's length away from this
So I'll
accident.
be like 40 behind it, or 50 behind mean,
So you're gonna drop back to 40. Okay.
I mean, I'm literally like, as they go offside, I'll just and wait and see what's going on because
Okay.
obviously I don't.
Well,
see any
open
point.
comms, you're gonna hear me yelling, "Hotheads, what are you doing?"
Right.
LT, break!
He's going to get us killed. He's going to drive us right into that wreck.
All right. And LT's like, I'm trying. He's got the wheel. Pop him!
Do not pop.
He's got the wheel. Take him down. Right.
Anybody points a gun at me, I'm going to look at
We're
you.
going
Oh,
down.
my God.
06 is going down. Right?
I can speak, right?
Yeah. You've fallen down. You're like in the back. You got
Yeah.
thrown to the side. You're like
Yeah.
on the ground.
I'm like trying to get
Yeah,
up.
God
What
damn
the
it.
fuck is going on, Hot Hands?
He's going to run us right into this dang thing. Sorry, I'm not actually that hype. He's going to run us right into this darn thing.
And and this
Yeah.
struggle is going back and forth, but you're just overpowering him, right? Which is pretty significant since he's a rigger and he's rigged in, right? But you're like, you've got the wheel, and and he's like,
What is it? Is it just a normal wreck?
By perception, that's what we see.
Yeah. I don't know how much.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you'll let me talk more, but
yeah, you don't say, it's the only thing. Your whole focus is to
Okay.
turn this thing off of the road.
Then I say no more.
Can I use my turn to stand up again?
You can, yes.
Do I have to roll? For
No, you can just
Okay.
take the slow action.
Yes.
To get up.
To unbefallen. Okay.
Yes. So you're no longer prone.
So I'm gonna start trying to move towards the front. That's my next move.
No problem. Okay, and then you move up to the front. I mean, you're in the back, so you go up to where this where this struggle is taking place. You've got Hot Hands, who's got his hands on the wheel, both hands. He's just leaning, and his sheer maybe body mass, his farm stout, corn-fed, overall wearing stature, is just leaning on the wheel. And LT's like pedals. He's like, stay, I can't, And he's like, get him, take him, pop him, And
I'm just gonna pull his hair.
you're gonna pull Hot Hands' hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be able to do that next round. You'll make a
Okay.
melee attack to try and pull his hair.
Jelly's quite sturdy. He's
All
not.
right.
No.
That's what I'm
He'll
telling
bite,
you.
he'll
So the
spit.
truck is still upright. It just.
At
It's
this
upright, so
point-
at this point it's careening. It's taking the cab is taking a sharp turn to the
Split
left,
seconds.
and the trailer's starting to
Yeah.
hurt. You start to hear the tires go, right as this thing starts to just take a fast turn, sharp turn to the right. So
So for my action for the round that I held,
Mm-hmm.
how far is the bottom of the rise to the beds, which is where I am looking out the front, to where Hot Hands is? I envision it's 6 feet, 4 feet.
yeah, it's probably.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
You're saying from the edge of the
I've come
bunk.
down the stairs,
There's no stairs.
or come
Right.
down from the bunks,
Right.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Hop down off the bunk. So
Yep.
how far is it from the front of the bunk to where the passenger and all?
Yeah.
6 feet.
So I can leap there.
You could, or you could just
So
move.
I'm going to try and tackle him unless
You just
Jelly is
move
in
like
the
a
way.
normal
So you're okay. So Jelly is standing up and is kind of in the way.
Oh, I think we went out of order. He would have do this before I stood up because his
Yeah.
turn was before mine.
You're right. So you're on the ground still. You hop off the bunk. So you're going to attempt to tackle.
Right. That would be my objective. If it's that close and I can do it, I would just kind of leap and knock
So
him off the.
there's a maneuver I think called knockdown.
There's an edge action.
Oh, trip. There's a trip attack. So it's a trip action. Action focuses more on bringing the target to the ground rather than doing damage. It can only be done with a melee weapon and must be combined with an attack major action. That's right. Major action is binary action, not fast and slow. Decrease the base damage of the attack by 2 physical. If it hits, target rolls athletics plus agility with a threshold of the adjusted damage value of the attack. If the target fails, they gain the prone status. So you're basically trying to knock him prone, right? Is that basically what you're doing?
My thing is to knock him off the wheel.
Well, it's a minor action to do trip. So you're going to use the minor action in conjunction with your attack action to try and basically wrench him from the wheel and knock him down, basically tackling him.
Okay.
So you're going to make a melee attack,
All right.
and then you're going to.
And then my question is, for other smaller actions that I can smaller actions, can I?
How many minor actions do you have?
I have 4.
You can't aim with a melee.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm asking.
Can't aim with a melee.
Don't you use your thumb?
Yeah.
All right, line up that hit. Wham! Maybe I'm fighting wrong.
There's knockdown. There's also grappling. There's restrain, damage the opponent, or tackle the opponent. Here it is. Attack with side to bring the opponent to the ground. It's a close combat plus. So you're doing close combat plus strength versus body plus strength. So this is what you're doing. So it's a tackle attack. So this is just,
So
you
it's
don't
not
actually
trip.
need to do trip. You can just, I'm sorry, there's a tackle option. Tackle the opponent, which is what you're trying to do, right?
Right.
Okay. So it's
So for
just
my-
it's just a major action.
So for my major, I'm going to make that attack.
Yes. Close combat plus strength. Hot hands, you're going to roll body plus strength. And the attacker uses the unarmed. What's your unarmed attack rating?
I think I do.
Well, somebody besides you.
And what is your defense rating?
My defense rating? Oh, I don't look that up there. You can say 5.
5.
Oh, so I'm getting
You get
another
a point of edge. Yep.
And I only got 2 successes.
No,
so.
no, you give that to.
And so I have 4 successes on that action.
Okay, so you have 4.
Over his 2.
All right, if the attacker succeeds, the defender is brought to the ground, becoming prone, and suffers stun damage equal to the attacker's body plus net hits. So, what is your body?
My body is 6.
And your net hits were 2, right?
So 8 stun.
So you're resisting an 8 stun. So now you're gonna roll body.
Dang.
Holy shit.
Linebacker MF.
Straight
Who's
up
got that
body,
short
or do I-
stout
Well,
feature?
think
Straight
about it.
body.
I am a very powerful
Got
dwarf.
that low center
Yeah.
of gravity. Yeah. All
Hitting
right.
you
For the
full bore.
D's.
Nothing. So
Okay,
I'm,
so you take an 8 stun as he just tackles you. Boom! And just like puts you up onto the dashboard of the truck.
You have really big bruises on
LT,
your
get us
knees.
back on the road.
Gnarly tackle.
Yeah.
I'm 2 away from
Donating
being
us.
knocked out.
Yeah.
Obviously, you should
got it.
switch your secondary
Yeah.
career from Shadowrunner to pro football player.
Dude, why am I not imagining you grab me and just like, what's that wrestling move where you just lift back and
No,
slam me?
suplex.
Yeah, suplex me. Just wham.
So the idea is not, I know that I'm hitting stuff in the cab, but the idea is not to knock you out. It's to get you off. I mean, I know the stun
It's
works.
not. It's not.
But the idea, I mean,
That's just a
I wasn't
side
trying to do. I'm literally trying to get you off, and obviously we're hitting in a place that's fairly crowded with stuff.
Yeah.
So knocking you
Close
around.
quarter.
But my
Smashing
importance
your
was
head
to
against
get
the
you
front windshield.
right. My object. Well, he might have gone out the hole, but the objective was to get him off of the steering wheel. So
hurt
whatever
right
way.
now. I
So
was
you got off the zero. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden the truck is under
That's
control.
why I'm yelling at
But
LT.
yeah, you're
Yes.
no longer, you've no longer got the truck is still careening to the right, but now it's an uncontrolled vehicle basically.
Okay.
And LT's got to try and get control of the vehicle before it crashes. Okay, so
So I have a second action. I don't know if it's going to have any value, but I'm going to take the 4 minors, put them together, and make it a major, and I'm going to hold the wheel in place.
you have 4 minors or 3 minors?
I have 4.
Okay,
So my second action for the round is to hold the wheel in place.
okay, all right.
Meaning he's turned it back, and I'm going to just hold it. I don't know if that's going to help or not.
Yeah, it hasn't been turned back yet. It's still,
So I will turn
basically
it back.
when you knock him off, it starts to
Yeah,
bounce
so
left
I'll
and
roll
right.
it. I'll roll it back and then hold it steady.
Okay, so you're gonna take your second major action to grab the wheel and try and level out the wheels.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you are going to give me a piloting roll.
Is there like an e-brake in semis?
Well, he has
There is.
control of the brakes. He is 100%.
LT has control of the brakes, right? He's trying to correct it.
What
on
is
his
piloting connected to? I do not have piloting.
action. It's connected to agility.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
3 successes.
3. Okay. As you turn the wheel far enough back to where you feel like you're turning enough into the skid and correcting it enough to where you start to feel like maybe you're getting it under control, like you're doing the right thing. kind of
Okay.
thing. All right. Okay.
Now, Jill.
Now. So all right. Now,
I
Jelly.
stand up.
All right. You stand up. Hot Hands has been knocked prone. He's basically like half on the dash on the passenger side, and the other half kind of hanging off, legs towards the ground. He took, MF rang his bell pretty damn good.
Okay.
I
And-
have no idea what is problem with him, with Hot Hands, but must stop him.
I think that Jelly would be intelligent enough to realize that he used his googly
We've seen
eyes,
this before.
and then suddenly he stopped functioning how he normally would.
Something happened, maybe.
So I'm gonna try to like I don't Jelly doesn't understand necessarily how all the magic stuff works, but try to supersede whatever
Can you
instructions
use
he's
sudden
getting.
insight to make a roll on something you're unskilled in?
Well, you know that if it's, enough from being around Hot Hands that if it's some type of magical thing that happened to him while he was in the astral, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Because a lot of these magical effects have like a time thing, or maybe they're concentrated on long enough to where they're, who knows. It's not something you can talk somebody out of necessarily, depending on what it is. And your lack of knowledge of magic just leaves you in a spot of wonder.
Okay, so then I guess my first move. Wait, can I get up and act?
Yeah.
Okay.
Standing up is if I remember correctly, is minor
The
action.
minor action stand up.
Yeah, stand up is a minor action.
Okay.
And normally you get 1 major, 1 minor.
You get 2 minor and 1 major.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna. What I'd like to do is come up to him and see if anybody's home. Does he look normal? Does he look like he? If I talk to him, is he gonna hear it?
So you're gonna give me a perception test versus his composure.
Okay.
We talked about it in that one game. We did end up using it a lot after we talked about it.
Composure?
We did use composure quite a bit in that one game.
I just got a 5 or 1.
You got one.
I got 2.
Okay, cool. So he doesn't. Aside from his bell being rung pretty heavy by MF, you know, something ain't quite right about the way he looks. He looks. There's something not focused about the way he's looking.
I'm gonna switch gears then, and I'll bark. MF, incapacitate him. He's not behind the wheel. Next metaphor.
Hot hands?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So now we're gonna come all the way back up to the top, which is gonna be MF first.
I didn't.
Oh, Nomad. Yeah, you. Well, okay, so if you're gonna do something different, so
Yeah.
so what you see is the truck careening. You know, and you've heard this crosstalk. Take him out.
Right.
Right.
So I'm gonna scan between.
And you hear the altercation.
Right. As I see the truck go awry, I will immediately shift my.
You said you drop back 40 meters.
No, I skid to a stop at the spot that the truck began to go.
Oh, okay.
a
So you're not dropping back the 40
I'm
meters.
not dropping back. I literally just stop when I see that there's a problem with the
So
truck.
effectively, he's dropping back because the truck's going. He's not.
Thank you.
All right. So you decelerate and
But
stop.
what
right?
I'm more concerned about is I'm checking between the truck. I mean, I am concerned about the truck, but I'm looking between the truck and I want to observe in detail at the wreck and see if they're like preparing to be hit by this truck going off course.
Okay.
You know, or what they're doing. Are they jumping down? Are they
Give me a perception
taking cover?
test.
4, 5.
With your cyber.
So you got 5. All right. So in the small amount of time, it's only been seconds, but the 2 people that you can see from your side, because the truck in front of you hasn't completely gone off the road yet, really, there's been enough time for them to literally turn and take note of this truck that's skidding on the road.
But they do seem to be responsive to the truck coming toward them, even though
They seem to be looking, yes.
They didn't roll initiative and they didn't hit the dirt.
You got 5. They seem to calmly turn and face towards the truck that's
Yeah,
skidding
nobody
off
is
the side of the road.
working on somebody that's injured or in a crash like this is going to assume that people are going to come careening into them.
Right.
So,
So it's gonna-
so
yeah,
they're like,
guys on
oh,
top
there's some
might
noise going on.
see
I
it
better
coming
look.
and jump down. You know, I mean, we've gone through.
It's only been 3 seconds, so they're like, they
I was gonna
turn,
say,
you know, to look.
Well, additionally, the
Basically, your question is, are they reacting the way you would expect them to react?
Yeah, I mean, if
And the answer is yes,
Yes.
right?
Nothing that would lead you to believe that they're acting outside of what any person might act.
then I'll just hold the remainder of my actions.
Right.
Pass.
Okay, so, alright, so
Since
then,
it's the end of the round now.
alright, so then the round ends, so any held actions are lost unless somebody had anything they were holding they wanted to do. So we're going to start at the top of the round. So you're watching the 2 people up at the vehicle, so they do, you do see that the 2 of them, they have taken notice of this truck, and they start to, where they were kind of leaned over this passenger car looking into it, they've now stood upright, standing, you know, flat-footed on the ground, completely turned their backs to the vehicle that was in the collision and now completely focused on the truck that is out of control. So then we're going to go to MF. It's MF's turn.
All right, so mechanics-wise,
Mm-hmm.
I am looking at doing something to stun him.
Stun who?
Hot hands. I've been told, take him out.
Okay, so how are you going to do that?
That's what I'm asking you. I don't know the rules for it. I want to stun him, not injure him.
Well, you can. So the only way to knock him out is to do all of his stun.
Yep.
Right. So you've done 8 boxes.
Yep.
So he's got 2 more left. You basically need to do an unarmed attack or an attack that does stun damage.
That's
not
what I'm
physical
asking.
damage.
Is an unarmed attack inherently stun?
Yes, it is.
Unless
Yes.
it's
Then I will do an unarmed
I
attack.
hope you do not.
Okay.
yeah.
So you're gonna do unarmed attack versus body.
Is there any rules for pulling the punch?
No, it just does.
What was this thing you were talking about, Josh?
Well, there's a knockout blow. I didn't look at it, but it's a 2-edge action, and you have to have spin edge in the previous action. So I don't think you did that.
I don't think you spin edge. You are going to get a point of edge because again, your attack rating, unarmed attack rating, is higher than his defense rating. So you're going to get another. Here's another edge token for MF. No, okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, so if the afflicted damage is greater than the target's willpower, their stun condition monitor is immediately filled up.
But he didn't
Wait, that's
he didn't
cool.
use
No, I
he
know,
didn't spend
but
edge, so
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
for our future reference.
Yeah, that's cool to know.
And just remember, if you smack me too hard, that
So-
does translate into.
That's my concern.
No, I know,
that's
but
what I'm
that's
asking
what
about.
knockout blow does. Is
Right.
it just fills it up? It doesn't go over.
but it's but this it doesn't apply in this instance
No, I know.
because but here's the 3 options normally under an unarmed
This
attack.
seems to happen a lot where we need to incapacitate one of our teammates. So it would be nice if we could share ways
All right,
of doing
so
that.
spin
Sure,
the
it is.
edge.
Yeah, it's a good point, right? So the 3 things you can typically do outside of the edge boost that Josh talked about, you can restrain, you can damage the opponent, or you can tackle the opponent. All right. If you're going to damage the opponent, the attacker may attempt to inflict damage on the defender with a close combat plus strength versus strength plus reaction. The attacker's unarmed attack rate is used, and the defender suffers -4 dice pool penalty for being restrained. If the attack is successful, the attacker does their unarmed combat damage plus net hits.
That's on restrain.
That's damage the opponent.
Okay.
When they're restrained.
Yes, if they're restrained, yes.
Just punch me in the face. Get it.
Okay. So basically, you're going to do a close combat plus strength versus strength and reaction. To just
Maybe
do
you break
damage.
his nose. Maybe you bust his lip. I mean, at this point, it's better than all of you guys dying in a vehicle.
All right. What do you got?
And I just need to roll just strength.
Strength,
Body.
strength
Strength
plus
and
strength plus reaction.
Oh, where did
Because
it
then he's going to roll body.
go? Oh.
Strength plus reaction. Oh, it's still 4. Wow, I got 3.
No
And
high
I have
five this
6.
time.
Net 3.
Okay, so that's.
Well, so your base
Roll
damage. So your
really
base.
well when you're being controlled by Dave.
Okay, so then I'm gonna roll my body to resist.
Hold on.
So, yeah, I'm just waiting for everyone to stop talking so I can. All right. So your base damage is 2, and you're staging up another 3,
3.
so it's a 5. All right. So now you're going to roll body to resist a 5 stun.
The resist 2 of them.
So you
but-
take 3 more boxes of stun,
One
which is
blow.
going to one's going to boil over into physical, and you're going to go unconscious.
Nice.
So you pummel him and knock him out.
But
and,
we're gonna crank wham.
All right. So you're knocked out. But all right. So that was on 21.
Another head injury.
So on 19 is going to be Nomad.
So I will take the opportunity to draw my rifle just in case this turns out to be some form of ambush, as I suspect.
Okay.
And I will hold the rest of my actions, kind of keeping an eye on the roadblock.
Okay.
Is the biotech first aid an action? A major action or more than a major action as far as time?
Oh, first aid is I think that's a major action. Yeah.
But it is a single round major action.
Yeah, it's a major action. It's not like an extended test or anything like that. Yeah. You can use any skill as a major action.
You can bring me back.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. Is I think almost immediately I'm going to take you backhand.
Pretty stim patched.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're playing God today.
All right. Nomad, you as you pull your gun, go and give me another perception test.
LT, get us
And
scoped.
and Jelly, go ahead and give me one as well.
Okie dokie.
You're kind of assessing
Assess it.
I'm assessing
got
this
4.
so hard
Taking it all in. What's happening
it's like all
right
the
here?
the geometric patterns.
3?
Or whatever.
All the math.
How many did you get on yours? No,
4.
no,
I
just
got
just
4.
Nomad. Okay, 4.
And you're being
All
president.
right, so both Nomad and Jelly, you see the dock wagon response vehicles and the large truck disappear. There is a truck across the road. It is a looks like a logging truck with large logs on its trailer clamp things that has been knocked on its side. There are no ambulances, and the dock wagon workers, their uniforms change to something a little bit more familiar, right? As they draw their assault weapons and point them up towards you guys.
Nomad will immediately relay ambush, ambush.
And that's
Two
where
arms.
we'll stop.
Can I ask for one thing before we stop there?
Sure.
Since I have the 4 minors that I convert to a major,
Uh-huh.
hearing what Josh said, hearing what Nomad said, can I do a biotech roll to heal him?
As soon as we start next week.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-Sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.